Ready to winterize the steamer? Okay, let's do it. You need to get access to two spaces in this steamer. We need to get behind this panel and then underneath that door. That opens up, so that's easy. And there's only one screw in this guy right now, so this will come off easy too. Whoa. Yikes, there's a lot going on in this thing. That's all right, it's not that complicated. Water comes in here, boom, boom, two different water lines because we have two different steamers, one here, one there. So first thing we're gonna do is disconnect the water lines, make sure that those braided lines drain. As always, first make sure that you've got the unit unplugged so you don't fry yourself while you're playing with this thing. All right, disconnected. All right, first thing we're gonna disconnect is gonna be this spot right here, because this has broken on us in the past. Water gets trapped right in this kind of low spot before it hits this solenoid valve. Now we sent air through the system, so it should be pretty clean because this would have opened and let water and then air past that. But again, we're just going to be safe, so we're going to disconnect right there. See if anything comes out. But yeah, see that? Yeah, a little bit of water come out. Has broken this in the past. Oh, what do we got? Solder dripping down. Where is that coming from? That's interesting. I remember now. I know where that solder came from. This is the thermostat right here. I had to replace this thermostat because it had a corroded hole in it right here. I thought it was cool and I was going to try to solder that. No, it didn't work. If you know anything about these thermostats, that little capillary tube has got fluid in it. As soon as it breaks open, it's done. You're not going to fix it. You got to replace the thermostat. Well, I thought it was cooler than that, but I'm not. All right, back to work. There's two other spots here that you want to watch out for with these solenoid valves, and that's this one. That's a secondary one that lets water into the steam chamber, and then there's one right here for the lower one. I know it's hard to see. There it is. So what I like to do is disconnect it right here so that any water that's trapped can come out. That might be in this spot. There. Nothing came out, but it makes me feel better. And I don't worry about this side because that is open to atmosphere down this drain here. I'll show you where that goes down in the bottom. We're going to open that up. And that's the same for this one up here. We're just going to disconnect it here, but we're not going to worry about this side because that's going to be open to atmosphere and should drain just. All right, those two solenoids in that third main solenoid have been disconnected or opened to let water drain out. Now we're going to go underneath the unit. See, open, it's nice and easy. First thing we're going to do is take the filter off. It's like a quarter turn in the right direction. We're just going to tip it upside down. I'll do that after. Just want to drain the water out of that sucker. Then we have another filter right here. La da 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 da, la da dee, la da 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 da. All right, drain that sucker out. It's a little drain right here. See? Nice. And now we're going to remove the water lines from both sides. That side here, this is where that tube goes from those two solenoids because that's coming down here. So we're going to disconnect that, and that's going to open that to atmosphere and drain that sucker out. And then this side is kind of a low spot here too, so I like to pop that out too. See, you can see the water coming out already. Oh, it still had some air pressure in there. At least we know the air got to the places we wanted it to. There. That one's a little awkward to get to with our channel locks. You might want to use a wrench. Oh. Good thing my hands are like wrenches. There we go. Not much in there. Make sure you clean up your mess. Stay. Stay. I like to also crack open the steamer vents. This is where you would actually add chemicals if you're going to descale your steamer. We'll do that video next spring. See, this little chamber is like a pot. Water goes in and gets heated up and it expands and steams, and then this is the pressure relief valve for it in case this little pot gets too pressurized, it'll shoot out. So by opening these valves up, it just makes me feel like we're gonna let any of the water trapped in there just evaporate a little bit better so that we don't have any weird freezing issues in this part of the system. Anywho, see, it only looks complicated. It's really not that complicated. Ta-da! Let's get out of here. That's it. I'm done for the season. Hope you had as much fun as I did. Walking around this camp talking to myself and a freaking camera over there. Man, I got problems.